Well, Heidi, the first protest of the week is underway behind me. They're set to start marching here downtown in the next couple of minutes. And I should note, we're about 3 miles away from where most of the convention action is going to be taking. So it's got a big footprint across the city. And that's why officials say it's all hands on deck. But they also say they're ready.
On the eve of the Democratic National Convention's kickoff, protesters already on the streets of Chicago and even on the river. Strategizing for a massive ramp-up in the days ahead, tens of thousands of protesters expected to pour into the Windy City.
People are coming by cars, planes, and trains.
They're calling on Democratic leaders to take action on issues from the Israel-Hamas war to reproductive rights and affordable housing. Activists like Sherry Hankala traveling in from across the country.
Guns in the air, balaclavas on their faces, Haiti's gangs parade and chant through the streets of Port-au-Prince. The only recognizable face is Jimmy Cherizier, the spokesman for the criminal gangs. He has condemned the arrival of a foreign intervention mission on the territory Tuesday.
We cannot allow foreign troops to murder people in our country at the risk of our lives. We will fight at the risk of our lives to defend our country and its integrity. We are at war. Any one of us can die.
It's his declaration of war towards the first contingent of 400 Kenyan police officers who are here on a one-year peacekeeping mission. The UN-backed intervention is the fourth to fight gang violence on the island and will see police and soldiers join from other countries like the Bahamas, Bangladesh, Benin and Chad for a total of 2,500 members of staff. Their objective is to re-establish security in the country as 80% of the Haitian capital and its suburbs is still controlled by criminal gangs. Relieved, the local population has welcomed the presence of foreign police officers.
The Kenyan police forces came so that we can return to the lives we had before. We beg that they've come here to work seriously. We hope they'll allow for society to resume its usual activities.
A few days ago, gang leader Barbecue changed his tune, calling on the interim Prime Minister to negotiate. Gary Camille flatly refused, demanding that the gangs lay down their arms first.
Street battle. This was a confrontation months in the making. A grenade exploding during a firefight in Bangkok between Thai police and anti-government protesters. Police had first unleashed tear gas in an attempt to break up the crowds of demonstrators camped out in the city centre for months. But people in the crowd responded with gunfire. The police, clearly taken by surprise, not expecting the resistance. Some police officers fired back with rubber bullets and live ammunition. 20 minutes of chaos followed. When this battle was over, at least 4 people were dead. One, a police officer who officials say was shot in the head. The others, 3 civilians. Dozens had been injured. Tuesday's bloody clashes reflect the bitter divide that is Thailand's political crisis. Since November, protesters have camped out in several key areas of the capital, demanding Prime Minister Yingluck Shinawatra step down. Recently, authorities had mostly avoided confronting the demonstrators directly. They say they moved in because the protesters are blocking public access to government services. But despite the attempts by police to break up their protests, large crowds remain on the streets. Tensions in Thailand have boiled over, but neither side is willing to concede. Simon Orsin, CNN, Hong Kong.